Hey, what's up you guys? It's the Curious Owl here, and here's another book review for everyone. So this is going to be on the book, The Amazing Book Is Not on Fire, The World of Dan and Phil by Dan Howell and Phil Lester, who are YouTubers. So this was a book that I got for Christmas because I begged and begged and begged to get it because I am such big fans of Dan and Phil. I just love their chemistry and the fact that they're easy to play off of one another. It's really funny to see them kind of banter and stuff. So this book is basically, it's a very different kind of book. This is more of a kind of scrapbooky kind of book where they've got little excerpts and stuff about like their lives. Like, it's very much like a scrapbook kind of book. It's got a lot of different things about themselves, about how they started their YouTube channels and things of that nature, and then like little fun little things here and there that kind of show off their personalities. This is going to be a bit of a different book review. Basically, I'm just going to rant and rave about how awesome this book is. Because honestly, I learned a lot more about Dan and Phil than I have ever known. This book is a really great window into their lives and what they basically have gone through in their lives. They talk about when they were kids, like they go as far back as when they actually were born. And then they talk about things like when they were in school and when they went to university or to college, as Americans call it. And then they really just start talking about things about their channels, like how they started up, how they kind of grew, and how they became so popular. And they talk a little bit about how the two of them had met just on some kind of random occurrence, really. And they basically got together, they started creating videos, and their channels were skyrocketing. And basically this is just like a whole compilation of things about them that make them kind of interesting and very quirky. The best thing about this book, I think, is the fact that as I was reading this, all I could do, like the entire time you read their things, you can hear their actual voices, like almost like it's an audiobook almost, which is really strange. I have never had that happen with a book before where I can just distinctly hear people. But the thing is the reason it is like that is because the writing is a very, very kind of just significant. It's very much how Dan and Phil really talk. The way that they say their words, the way that they can kind of construct sentences, it's very similar to how they actually talk in real life. So that's one of the biggest things I love about this book, is because I can really understand like what they're saying and how they're saying it because I know that's how they talk. I'm honestly just so proud of the both of them because this book was a lot of work, because it takes a lot to be able to find things that kind of would work well together, and just the whole structure of the novel, it's a very complicated thing trying to do like a scrapbook novel. So I'm very proud of the both of them for doing so well with this. That's basically all I really want to say about this book. Honestly, if you are a fan of Dan and Phil, and you don't have this book right now, you need to get it because this gives you such a great insight into their lives, and they go into so much detail about so many of the things that happened in their lives as they became really popular YouTubers and the things that they got to experience, which was really, really cool. So for the next book review, this is actually going to be the next 3 books, really. I have this collection of Jane Austen novels that I got for Christmas from my boyfriend's grandmother, and this has 4 novels in it by Jane Austen. There's Sense and Sensibility, Pride and Prejudice, Emma, and Persuasion. Now, I have read Pride and Prejudice twice already, so I'm not going to be reading that one for you guys, but I will be reading the first book out of this giant book here, which is Sense and Sensibility. I have not read this one yet, and I'm very excited to read it because I really enjoyed Pride and Prejudice a lot. I first read it my senior year of high school, and then I read it again this past semester for a class I was in. So I'm very excited to see how Sense and Sensibility will be because I heard it's basically supposed to be just about as good as Pride and Prejudice. So that's going to be the next book I read for you guys, and then, as you guys can probably tell, Emma and Persuasion will be the next 2 books I read after that. So thank you guys so much for joining me in this book review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please do give it a big thumbs up. And if you're not already and you'd like to be, hit that button down below to subscribe to become an owlet in our flock. And I will see all of you guys in my next video. Bye, guys!